Happy New Year. Some of my personal goals I had for the new year was, as you saw, in January 1st, I went and did my annual polar plunge. I do it for a cause, for the reason I lost both my parents to colon cancer and a niece to sepsis and a brother to HIV and AIDS and so forth, and other people I know who are struggling from various ailments. So I do this plunge every year. It is quite invigorating. And as a part of my workout routine, I started to go swimming 2 to 3 days a week, a lot of weightlifting and things of that nature because the running is out for me. Bad knee, torn ligaments in the knee, hip, and so on and so forth. So no running for me. So I do a lot of biking, kayaking, and camping. Um, and although I'm 6'4", people might think that I have wasted talent, in basketball, but I was never really like that. And there's one other sport I never got a chance to really participate in. I think I took a shot at it once or twice. Was golf. I was able to walk into a college team in tennis, and I was pretty good at that. But golf is something that I never really fell in love with and never really had the upbringing up with. So I did bring a professional on board today to talk a little bit more about what he does in the golf industry here in Augusta. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, my name's Andre Lacey. I'm the assistant golf coach at Payne College and local PGA professional here in Augusta.
Yeah, absolutely. So at Payne College, like I said, most of the time when I grew up in Payne, I remember Payne as having a basketball program in that
Hmm.
one sided gym. They've done something.
Yeah,
They've done something different. I remember we go to the summer camps and had that gym. It was full of kids there doing feed the kids summer programs. But
oh
yeah, I don't
yeah,
remember golf back then.
yeah. So they actually did have a golf program back then. They
Really.
did, yeah. They had a golf program for quite a while, but it was you never had the right staffing a lot of times. So oftentimes it'd be like a basketball coach or a baseball coach or somebody who's just a golf enthusiast, but not an actual instructor or coach who had experience in the game. So um, we
Just as
we're
an
trying to
add,
reshape that.
I just like a kind of add in like a kid's toy when you get like a Half a Meal, the little toy worth like five.
Yeah,
Just throw the
yeah,
toy in the bag.
that's right. That's
Okay.
right.
So
So
yeah, I guess a guy or a young lady got paid the stipend to coach basketball, to track, cross country,
mhm,
Saturday, and threw them in with the golf. And I can't imagine how tough that could be for a kid who really wanted to play golf and probably
mhm.
trying to help the coach, right?
Yeah, yeah, that happens a lot of times. So a lot of your D2 on down HBCUs, they have that type of activity.
Yeah.
Where you don't have the proper personnel in there. They're just an enthusiast or a check chaser, whichever one you are, but it's one of the two. So, but it often does stifle people who actually want to advance in their prospective sport. So,
But at the end of the day, I mean, but it's limited. It's limited opportunities like any sport. So I can't imagine that you got
yes,
100 golfers at every school. So I can only imagine like how many positions you're gonna have or how many scholarships you have available for golf anyway. So it's
yes,
hard to come
yes.
by.
It is. It is. But it's growing. It's growing. So that's a big thing with the sport and with us just being here in Augusta, the home of the Masters. Yes, it's growing. It's coming around, and we have a lot more young people wanting to get involved in the sport. The downfall of that is a lot of people are wanting to do it, and it's too late. It's too late to get a scholarship because you have to learn the game. So it's they may have a skill, but they may not be knowledgeable. So
I understand it. That makes a lot of sense. It does take some upbringing because no to anybody, but I know for the average person, a lot of kids for Christmas at age 2 and 3, the mom and dad get them a little basketball hoop, right?
mm-hmm.
Every
Yep.
kid, and then in front of every house, there's a
Mm-hmm.
basketball hoop somewhere. And no matter what neighborhood this basketball
Absolutely.
goes,
Absolutely.
because it's easy entry. All you need
Mm-hmm.
is a $12 basketball, and
Mm-hmm.
you get a hoop.
Yep.
Golf requires a little bit more investment, right?
Yes. Yes. So it's not always as expensive as it may seem. There's a lot of ways that you can do golf without all the expenses. And so you always have your city golf course, which is going to be at a lower cost. Their practice areas are usually free. Then you have for the younger generations, you have the first tee program. So the first tee program does a lot of stuff and introduces a lot of kids in the area to golf. And then you also have several other initiatives around the country where you can get golf at little to no cost. And so even the Junior PGA program, which is one of the big things that I do, the Junior PGA program always has some sort of scholarship to pay for people who want to play golf but have no financial means to do so. So there's a lot of opportunity for people to get into the sport and advance and but again, we just have to really push that stuff out.
So that's the key. You just said they don't have. There is funding, but there could
Mhm.
be funding. It could be absolutely free, but the information has to be put out there somewhere.
Absolutely, absolutely. So most places, most of your golf courses don't always put it out because it's not in their target market.
Sure, sure.
And so you know, you have to know your area and your target market. And so again, you got a lot of programming out there, but the information just isn't passed on.
It's like, I'm very big about tennis, for example, and I attempted to try to coach a couple of teams in the urban schools here in the county, and a lot of kids, I don't play tennis, I want to play basketball or football
Yep.
or whatever, track and all that and all that. But it's just, again, the facilities aren't necessarily available, and when it comes to tennis. And when it comes to golf, how do you try to go about it and put your hands and recruit a kid? Because I would love to try to direct a kid toward tennis or golf or some special kid who may not be 6'5" and 6'6" and so on and so forth.
So I mean, I'm a pretty simple person. So text, phone, email, call, I mean, whatever. All of my social medias are they're open. Anybody can send me a message on that. But golf is more simple, more natural than we really know it.
Okay.
And oftentimes, so I mean, it can be something as simple as having just a little bit of backyard, having a tennis ball, and you know, a stick with a whatever. All we want to do is make a swing and make contact, or even a broom. All you want to do is learn how to make the right motions. Once you learn a piece of it, you become curious about what's next. Okay, well, I can do this. Well, maybe I can make the ball fly this far. You know, you give them small targets and then you build it up. But you don't try to oversell. You don't promise somebody something because, again, it takes time to learn the proper golf swing and everybody golf swing is going to be a little different, but it'll just take a little bit of time.
All right, speaking of time, I'm going to take a quick break.